Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. We have so much to get caught up on and talk about, and we could use your help with a couple things that are pretty important. But first, let's see if Kendall's got a joke for us. Hey, Kendall! Hey, Kendall! Kendall!
Hi.
What's up? Everyone misses you so much.
Hi.
How's things going?
Good.
They have so much to get caught up on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They've missed a lot. What you been up to?
Gymnastics and softball and school.
And school. Softball's a new one for her. She's following in her older sister's footsteps a little bit, and she's really good. Gymnastics is something that's just like so near and dear to her heart, and something that she talked about getting back into for so long. And now she gets to do it. I mean, look in her room here. She's got this big bar. She like always practicing on that thing.
And my beam right there.
The beam, all of it. She's doing so good. But more importantly, Kendall, do we have a joke?
Yes.
Actually, hold on. Before we talk about the joke, can we talk about your hair? Look at all this beautiful hair. How long it's getting. It's like about to be touching your shoulders. Beautiful. And that smile. And that smile. Okay, now for the joke. That's what everyone's waiting for.
How much money does a skunk have?
How much money does a skunk have? I have no idea.
It only has 1 cent.
Oh my gosh. That one's pretty bad. I mean, it's funny, but you know. Good stuff. All right. We'll see you again in a few minutes. I actually learned recently that these jokes and Kendall's ability to make things funny in these tough situations actually makes her more resilient. There's like a whole science behind it. So I first read about this in the context of like military special forces units. And you know, that laughter actually releases a cocktail of like endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, stuff that we kind of know, but that cocktail actually helps you feel less physical pain, makes you more like mentally resilient, puts you in a better mood, amongst a whole bunch of other things. So she's not just trying to be funny, she's actually being biologically smart. It's pretty cool. So in the last video, Kendall's port removal surgery got pushed back for like the millionth time. And there's several reasons for this. And most importantly, just because Kendall wanted to reschedule it. She didn't want to miss end of the year school activities like field day and water day and all these things that would have, having that surgery would have prevented her from being able to do and to participate in. And this is the last time she would have a chance to do those things because she's moving on to middle school and they don't do that stuff there, which is kind of crazy to think that I think she only got to do it in 2nd grade. I don't think she did maybe she did 3rd grade. No, I don't think she even did 3rd grade. I think she only did 1st grade, 2nd grade, and she missed 3rd grade, 4th grade field days and stuff. So she was really adamant, wanted to do field day in 5th grade, which she got to do, and that was amazing. She also had scans scheduled during that time. Clearly we had to reschedule all that stuff as well. And then we hit the road, we left and went on our summer RV road trip. And I fully intended on making videos around that stuff. And I started to film some stuff, but it just got to be too much to manage. There's way too much going on. And I just end up not being able to make videos about it. But we did get to visit some of Brandy's family in Annapolis, Maryland. And that was great. They have a lot of family history in that area. So it was really cool to be able to see some of that, experience some of that and that kind of thing. We did a lot in DC. We took the girls to Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington, which is actually really cool. I think the girls found that quite fascinating. And we went into the city of DC. We did like the Air and Space Museum. We did the National History Museum. Of course, we walked and saw the White House. Lots of those kinds of things that we did, and it was really cool, really fun. We also went to Arlington National Cemetery, which is such a powerful place to be able to see and visit. and we got to watch the changing of the guards. And even Hannah stayed quiet for that. We were super concerned about that one. And then on our way back, we stopped in Virginia Beach. I had a little bit of work to do. I ended up interviewing former Navy SEAL Team 6 member Chris Fettis on our podcast, which is called the Ultimate Dad Podcast. Super interesting guy, super fascinating guy. I'll leave a link in the description to that podcast if you're interested in checking that out. And then we made it back just in time for Kendall's port removal and her scans. This was another one of those big moments that is like a big milestone for us. You know, Kendall's port was the first thing she got to be able to do the treatments, and it would also become the last thing she would get removed, really symbolizing the end of all of this, that she doesn't need it anymore to do any of these treatments and that sort of thing. That day came and kind of went, and truthfully, it was kind of anticlimactic, you know, which is why it didn't really turn into a video that I thought I was going to try to make. You know, you get the idea that this is going to be like this big moment. There's going to be something happening, and there wasn't really. I mean, they did. Their hospital is amazing. MUSC in Charleston, South Carolina, is great. You know, they decorated the room for her, and they do make it very special in that regard for the kids and for the families. And in the recovery room, I almost forgot this, some of her fan club nurses from the 10th floor came down to visit, and they ended up hanging out so long that the recovery room nurses down in the where they do surgery stuff, they ended up they were like, all right, ladies, we got to get her out of here. She's got to get home. So they kind of kicked us out because we were having a good time and chatting it up. But yeah, I mean, that was really cool. And I know it meant a lot to Kendall. Now, during the same time as the port removal and all that stuff, she also had these scans scheduled. And you'd think that the further out you get from the scans and her being declared NED, which is no evidence of disease, you'd think it would get easier, but it doesn't. There's like more weight, more gravity to if she were to relapse. It's just such a blow, so it just doesn't get any easier. I'm happy to report that the scans look good and everything continues to look great. And we really credit this to a couple of different things. Obviously, there's her team at MUSC who led her treatments and all that kind of stuff, but also the surgeon and the team at MSK Kids in New York City. That guy was the only surgeon who felt confident that he could remove the rest of her tumor that was wrapped around her aorta, not to mention the other spots they found, like on her spine and that kind of stuff that they went ahead and removed while they were in there. The other thing that we really credit is this medication that Kendall's been on. It's called DFMO, or iwilfin, and this is a drug that Kendall's doctor actually was a big part of helping produce and test and get FDA approved. And this has reduced the amount of patients with neuroblastoma that are relapsing by about 50%. That's huge. Good job. And this is where we need your help. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Kendall's
gymnastics gym here is doing a handstand walkathon, and each one of these kids has to raise money on their own, and all of that money that they raise will get donated in Kendall's name. It'll get donated in Kendall's name to MSK, the hospital in New York City that was such a big part of saving Kendall and making her good. Not only that, but we're also supporting the Mcconnell Foundation, and they are doing a big fundraiser this month for Dr. Krivecka, Kendall's doctor, her research lab, so she can continue to develop treatments and drugs and things like the DFMO that Kendall is currently taking, that's giving lots of kids a better chance at life. So I will leave links to both of those fundraiser in the description below if you feel so inclined and you'd be willing to make a donation. It would really mean a lot to us. Did you know that only 4% of the national sort of cancer research budget goes to pediatric cancer, which is really unfortunate. So we're doing the best we can to help kind of spread the message and raise some money and get them to these places that have made such an impact on Kendall. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.